Hello, my name is Jeff Brazil from the University of Arkansas. In this chat, you will hear from Kati Williams, who is the online student coordinator for Global Campus. Kati is going to give us great insight into all aspects of our online student coaches. Thanks for joining us today, Kati.
Thanks for having me, Jeff. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, yeah. Can you give us a brief overview of how online student coaching started and how it's evolved?
Yeah, so online student coaching started several years back when we saw that our students that are studying 100% online needed someone to help them navigate the road while being an online student. A lot of times our students don't realize the resources that they have as an online student, and so that's really our job as coaches, is to give them those tools and resources that they need to be able to get through their program a little easier and to be able to have access to those resources.
Can you tell me what an online coach does?
Yeah, so an online student coach is really here, like I said, as a resource for the students to connect them to all the things that they may need as an online student. We meet with students whenever they're first admitted to the university. We send them an email, and from that email, they're able to get a link that schedules an appointment with us. And once they meet with us, we kind of go through, the first steps of being an online student. We give them, of course, a big congratulations because they are now a student at the University of Arkansas. But we also give them the opportunity to ask us questions. We may be the first face that somebody sees because our students don't come to campus. They don't walk the sidewalks. They don't go to the dining hall. They don't live in dorms. And so a lot of times we are the face that the students see first before they get into their classes. With that, we just talk to them about what are their goals, what may be some obstacles. We can talk about what they want to get out of the degree plan, what are their career goals. And then from there, we just kind of navigate the way that they can access the resources. It's completely optional to meet with us, but a lot of students do take advantage of that. When students meet with us for the first time, we get them connected with how they can schedule advising appointments. The advisors are the ones that look at all transfer credits that come in, and whenever they look at those, they're able to see what the student needs moving forward to be able to get a degree with us. I would say majority of our students are transfer students. So they're coming in with credits that they have already received from another school. And so we need to make sure that those credits are applied to their degree here. So the students are kind of more of on a faster track if they're not having to repeat courses that they're going through. And so the advisors are the ones that work with the students on that. And we're the ones that are able to really connect the students to their advisors. We know how advisors want their appointments scheduled. We know how quickly students can get into advising appointments. We have a very close relationship with all the advisors at all the colleges here, and so we work very closely together to make sure our students are served the best way possible.
Yeah, so that's great. So you guys are the ones that are the welcome wagon that's bringing them in, that's helping them get everything. It's like they're getting a personal tour of campus through you guys. It's awesome, an online tour through campus.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool that we can give them that tour, because a lot of us are alumni from the University of Arkansas, so we know what it's like, and we can explain that to the students of hey, this is what I did, and this is the path that I took. And so it's really just an amazing way that we can connect the students with campus.
Oh, yeah. So if an online student, maybe they might feel isolated, what's a way that you can help create a sense of belonging for them?
Sure. So we have the Online Student Union, and that is, I don't want to say social media, but it is very much like a social media platform that's closed. Only online University of Arkansas students are in this space. And so students are able to get on there. They can join communities. They can meet some of their peers. They can talk to us. They can get relevant information or upcoming events that are things that they can participate in. And so that is one of the biggest ways that we can give our students a way to be connected, of course, outside of the classroom. Because students do meet a lot of, classmates whenever they're in, a lot of their peers whenever they're in the online classes. And they get to meet their faculty. But this is more of a casual way to check in with people. We have people that talk about the Razorbacks and, game day. We have students who ask questions such as, hey, is anybody taking this class in the upcoming semester? What do you think about this professor? And so students are able to get in there and really connect with each other and have that sense of just being connected to the university or being connected to their peers on a larger scale.
Yeah, it's just like walking into the student union on campus, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing that's different, there might not be a Chick-fil-A. There's not Chick-fil-A
Yeah,
on campus.
no Chick-fil-A, unfortunately. We're working on that, though.
Okay.
But one thing we are working on is getting the app up and going. And so hopefully in the very near future, we're going to be able to have the online student union on the app that students can access just really quickly when they're in their car ride or pickup line or their lunch break at work. They can just pull up the online student union on their phone and just kind of see what kind of activities happening for the day, see if they have questions, they can put those in there. And so we're really excited that that project will be launching very soon.
Yeah, well, that's a game changer, I think. The things that your team has done with that's a game changer. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
What can students expect in a coaching session?
So the first steps of coming into the coaching session is absolutely just introduction. So it's super informal. It's not, we try to be as casual as possible and make students feel comfortable, but we also want to get to know our students. So we ask them like, what do you do for a living? Are you working and going to school? Okay, so do you have a family? Do you have kids? We just really want to know, where our students are in life, and that way we can support them best. Most of our students are non-traditional students, which means that they're, coming back to college or starting college a little later in life. They're not a 17, 18-year-old who just graduated high school and is coming to college. We have some of those, but not as many that we do that are non-traditional. Most of our people are working. They have families. They have sometimes being caregivers to their parents. So we just really have like a very broad range of students who are, doing life too. And so we are able to just meet with them, get to know a lot about them. And then we just go into talking about, this is how you get advising scheduled. This is who your advisor is going to be. And then of course we always leave time at the end to just kind of see what the student has as far as questions go. And I always tell my students, I've been at the university since 2008, and I have my degree from the University of Arkansas. So I always tell them, like, if I don't know the answer to your question, I probably know somebody that does know the answer to your question.
Yeah.
So use me as a person that can connect you to what you need. It could be financial aid. It could be the treasurer's office. It could be the writing center. It could be the library is wonderful to our online students and the access that they have to books and things like that. And so we always just address what concerns the student has so that they can walk away with a plan after they leave the coaching session. So their plan could be, I always like summarize at the end, okay, we talked about this, we talked about this, we talked about this. These are your next steps. And I give them their next steps so that they can go and they can feel like they got their answers that they needed and they have next steps to being where they want to be within the program.
Yeah. From hearing that, I can tell that your care and how much you care for the students is just off the charts.
Thank you.
Katie, how does an online student coach differ from an academic advisor?
Online student coaches are different because it's optional to meet with us. We don't require our students to meet with us. It's just an option that students have. And some students don't use us because they may be a returning U of A student, and so they don't need to know the resources because they're already familiar with them. But we, like I said, we're just kind of that liaison that connects the students to all the things that they need on campus. Whereas advisors, it's mandatory to meet with your advisor every semester. You have a hold on your account and you cannot register for classes in the upcoming semester if you don't meet with an advisor. And so that's the biggest difference, is like the advisors, they could tell you what classes that you need to take. They can tell you what transfer credits came in. They can tell you how long it's going to take for you to complete your degree. Those aren't things that we can tell the students, but we can always advocate for the students and tell the students, be sure that you ask about this one credit that didn't come through that you think it could be credit, and you can ask the advisors if you could petition for credit. And so we just tell them like the ways that they can go about meeting with their advisors and the tools that they have whenever they're meeting with them.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much. In closing, is there anything else that you might want to touch on that you think is the most important part of coaching and what your team does and what you bring to the table and what you help with those students?
I would just say the most important thing is just to use us if it's just a Teams message where you just pop, that happens almost every day. I have a student just popping in on my Teams chat just to say, hey, I need help with such and such, or I need this. So I would say, like, I want to walk away from here and the students to know that we're here for them. They're not alone in this journey, and we are available whenever they need us, and we just want them to connect with us, and we want them to be successful. That's our goal in the end, is for our students to be successful.
Well, that's a good goal. Well, Kati, again, thank you for joining us. Your insights and information have been outstanding and very helpful. And thank you for watching. And if you have any questions and are interested in any of our online programs offered, you can visit our website or contact information that is listed on this video. Have a great day, and remember, go Hogs.